you're going to need regular paper. You can't use glossy paper, it's too thick and it won't transfer at all. You need to be using a laser printer. The ink with the inkjet printer doesn't work, only toner works. Next, you're going to need scissors. So obviously if you have designs like this, you're going to need to cut it out, and you need to cut it out so it actually wraps around your skin much easier. The most important thing that you're going to need is the right chemicals. I tried so many different chemicals: turpentine, isopropyl alcohol, nail varnish, surgical spirit, acetone, different kind of acetone, white spirit. Basically I tried a lot of chemicals. So as you can see, I went through a lot of different after sprays. I borrowed some from my friends. This is the best one that works, and the reason why I want to use this one is because it's very cheap and you can get it on Amazon, for example. It's only £4. And the reason this one, for example, specifically works, this one doesn't work, this one doesn't work, there's quite a few that don't work, and it's because of the alcohol content. Now these, they have 80% alcohol. Anything under that doesn't work as well, so it won't transfer. So I initially thought it was actually due to the pressure why it wasn't transferring. I tried pushing really hard. Although pushing really hard helped, nothing helped as much as the right chemical, basically. So if it's not sticking, if it's not transferring, this is 100% the reason. You need the right chemical. So as you can see here, I have the strips cut out and ready, and you see they're quite small, so they will wrap around the skin easily. Once you have your strips ready, you need to pour some hot water into either, what's this called?
Tupperware.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna pour it into some Tupperware. Okay, so you can do it in a sink if you have a sink, but it might be a bit too large, but this will do anyway. The key ingredients, so this is key because it's 80% alcohol. Anything lower than that may not work. Okay, so we have the strips cut out and ready, and we need to soak them with the chemical. Only the front side is needed to be soaked, the toner side. This will help detach the toner from the paper. You want to soak it, the whole strip. Now you may think that's kind of weird since we're going to be putting it underwater, but this actually is very important. If you don't do that, then it won't work. All sprayed, and now you want to submerge it with the toner facing down. The reason you'll face it down is because the paper is probably going to float to the top. Now I have all of them in there at once, and that's actually fine. They don't need to all come out at 5 minutes dead on. They can stay in there for around 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it doesn't really matter. So to prep your skin, you need to either clean it with surgical spirit, isopropyl alcohol. Well, these are the two chemicals that tattoo artists, for example, use to make sure there's no oils or grease on the skin. So I'm just going to use that to clean my skin. You can actually use just the perfume itself. It's got quite a lot of alcohol in it that should get rid of the grease. So I'm going to use this. And now it's pretty dry, so it's all good. And then you wanna spray the surface area with the perfume, and you want to rub it into your skin. For example, I'm doing it here next. Actually, I'm gonna do the whole area because I'm gonna stick them all on. So now we're gonna put one strip at a time, not all of them at once. You need to focus on each individual strip, otherwise you might get the timing wrong. So we spray the strip, and our surface area is already rubbed in, but we can do it just like it. Right, mirror please. Yes, you'll also want to use a mirror to orientate it properly, because you don't really know where it's going. And now you want to work in the strip gently, not too much pressure, and you want to leave it on your skin for around 2 minutes. So have a timer in front of you. So we're at 23 minutes now. We peel it off at 25 minutes, and we want to work each strip at a time. And you don't want to leave it on for too long, because if you do, that perfume is going to dry out the paper so it sticks to your skin. And if it sticks to your skin, it's going to be hard to peel off. So as it's drying, you can see I'm just gently running my finger down the strip. Very, very minor pressure. With no pressure, it won't transfer at all, so you need some pressure, but not enough pressure for it to rip. If it does rip, then that's going to ruin it. And what you can do actually is just pull it slightly off and see what's happening. And see it's coming off well, so we can actually work it. And you can very gently start peeling it to the side. There we go. Very gently, be very gentle with it. See, that's good. Now you see there's a bit of paper residue there actually. That is fine, that's no problem to get rid of. Once it's actually dried on your skin, you can actually run it underwater. And running it underwater will actually just make the paper unstick. So anyway, one's done. Let's move on to the next one. So you can see the strips, they've been in there for more than 5 minutes, but that's fine. The key is the time that it spends on your skin. Next area, rub it in. Spray the strip. Make sure you have your timer on you. So we're at 26 and peel it off at around 28. So for 2 minutes. But you see, I'm being very gentle with the pressure. I'm not being too hard. But it's very, very important that you work one strip at a time. Don't be cocky, don't do all of them at once. Again, like I mentioned, once this is dry, we can just run it underwater and it will still be there, as long as you obviously don't scratch it. So 28, we're going to peel it off. And again, you can just peel just the edge off to see what's going on. See, it's already starting to peel. And you see the toner detaches from the paper. And that's what the chemical does. So we can start peeling it already, I believe.
A bit more pressure, maybe. Just a little bit. Yeah.
I can't because it's drying now.
Okay.
You see the paper is pretty much all coming off. Next strip. The next area, rub it in, spray the strip, it's quite hard to do it without a mirror, you can't see it, so make sure you use a mirror. And timer, we're at 28, so at 30 it'll be fine. You see what I'm doing, I keep on turning so it might tear the paper. So if you can, have everything in front of you with a mirror in front of you. That's the best way to do everything. You see slight pressure, not enough pressure that it will rip it. Look at the timer, 29. So it's not even 2 minutes, but we can just have a look at one, or at least I am. And you see, it's pretty much all coming off, so. Is it from the top? That one's really good. So you see, it actually detached from the, that's the way it's supposed to go. So maybe slightly more pressure on the other ones, but again, not enough to rip the strip. Spray the strip, spray the area, rub the area in. So around 1.5 minutes to around 2. Again, not longer than 2 minutes, otherwise it will dry out the paper and it's going to make removing it quite a challenge. So check the timer. We are at 30 minutes. Still, so not even a minute has passed, but we can just see what's going on. You see, not even a minute has passed, but it already transferred. So you do not want to leave it on for too long, because it will definitely dry out the paper. It's lovely.
Mm.
So definitely, that is a mistake that I've done in the past, leaving on for too long. It dries out the paper and it sticks to your skin. So rub the skin in. Spray the strip. Now you may think, why don't I just buy temporary tattoo paper or get someone else to do it? See, the reason is, you may want to design your own tattoos or temporary tattoos for a project, and this is all really accessible stuff. Well, laser printers are a bit more trickier to get access or hold of, but if you do, it's just really useful for some cool projects, especially if you're into fashion or art. Right, so check timer. I didn't check timer, so 31 minutes. So around 32, 1 minute. I think 1 minute to 1.5 is enough. Also, if you do have imperfections in any of the tattoo areas, you can use a bit of a body paint or a tattoo brush. We'll find one. So there's always ways of fixing it. But for example, with something like this would take quite a lot to apply everything yourself. Like for example, me, I know I couldn't be this precise with my hand. So this is just amazing that you could just print this off with a laser printer and then just apply it like that. So we are at 33 minutes. And again, just check one corner, it's coming off perfect, so we're gonna just peel it off. Again, use mirror because it's so much harder to see through an external video monitor. See what I mean? It's drying already on the skin, and that can be problematic. So now we've got all my 5 strips on, we have imperfections like we have paper stuck onto the skin, easily resolved. Dip our fingers into the water. You can just run it. See how nicely that's stuck on. See how lovely that is. What else is that paper? And this paper here. So you see, I'm being quite a bit abrasive. It's not rubbing it off, which is awesome. So this will last. Actually, since it's on my chest, it won't last for too long because I, for example, sleep on my chest, so it will come off overnight. But if it's something like on your arm, it might stay for a few days. So this should be dry enough now. Again, use a mirror. If you don't use a mirror, you won't see shit. But yeah, water is the best way to remove any excess. Should we see how rough we can be? See when it will start to come off? Okay, let's see by hand. So I'm using my nail, scratching it. Let's see, kind of moves the ink, but it's quite tough. See what I mean? It's quite incredible how useful this method is. See, I'm pushing quite hard though. So yeah, we've got rid of one character. I'm gonna leave the rest because I like him. But yeah, that's really useful.